You know, one of my favorite things with the reveal panels this year is showcasing members of the community that make Siege so special. This season is no different. We have it's Marley to tell us more about himself.
Oh yeah, I've always strongly believed that burgers are sandwiches. I'm very passionate about that actually. Defense, because you can hide, right? That's what I like. Ash, because she's the OG operator. Are you kidding? UK rap. I'm gonna go for stealth, just because you get more funny moments. Wow. Fish and chips. With, are you kidding? I'm probably going for an early rush. High risk, high reward, right? I'm probably going for frags. Yeah. James Bond, because I don't know anything about Johnny English, sadly. Contrast to popular belief, I'm gonna go for in-game leader, that's me. Wow. I love them both, but Bolo because I watch most of his streams and videos. But I love Shako too.
This is the last surprise before the reveal panel. We have a long-time Siege fan that wants to share good news with you. Here is Diamond player and tennis champion Daniil Medvedev.
Hi, I'm Daniil Medvedev. I'm a professional tennis player and an amateur Rainbow Six Siege player. I started playing Siege since the first season, I think, and since then, to be honest, I never really played any other game too much. I really loved playing. I remember it was so much fun. Like someone would take the glass, always will be 1 against 5, staying like on the other part of the map, just trying to kill someone. It would be impossible. It was so much fun. So I got the opportunity to see the new operator, Skopos. Can be tactically challenging in the beginning because I think that she has a lot of tactical possibilities that in the beginning you're not going to know what to do with it. But then when we're all going to adapt to it, I think she's going to be really strong. I'm really happy to announce that starting from tomorrow, my own Bandit skin is going to be available in the shop. I really like to play Bandit. I'm a team player. And the good news is that for 2 weeks, it's going to be completely free till September 9th. So enjoy, guys.
เกินไปหรือเปล่าอีลิดหรอแบนดิตเจเนลอีลิดแบนดิตว่า
And welcome to Operation Twin Shells. I'm Camille Salazar-Hadaway, and it's time to hear straight from the developers themselves all about Year 9, Season 3 of Rainbow Six Siege. This season brings an innovative new operator and a versatile new weapon. Let's kick it off with an overview of the season from Creative Director Alexander Karpazes.
เจ๋ง
Year 9 Season 3 is all about Operation Twin Shells. But before we jump into that, it's really important that we acknowledge that we heard from you and we haven't met the expectations that you had for Operation New Blood. And we want to reinforce that we are dedicated to this game and that we are putting more resources than ever into it. And you'll start to see that with Operation Twin Shells. Operation Twin Shells is all about the new operator as well, Skopos. This is Kyrie Galanos, who's one of the original operators from Rainbow Six. And she comes with 2 shells that she can control. This is a testament to the creativity of the game and the talent of our team to come up with unique operators like this that are still game changers. We're also introducing updates to anti-cheat and anti-toxicity, which is a major priority for us for the future of the game. And we have more like the Siege Cup coming in beta phase. We also have balancing changes. We have After Action 2.0 coming online, and we have so much more for you. We can't wait to dig into it. So let's begin.
Let's talk about an important topic right off the bat. Cheating and toxicity are not just concerns for you, they are critical issues for us as well. To address this, we've restructured our team to dedicate even more resources to these challenges. Now, to share exclusive details and updates on the current and upcoming player protection projects, here's Alexander Karpazis and product owner Lanslo Seiji.
We want to assure you that we have more than just one security system in place. More than just BattleEye, we have 6 detection systems running at any given time so that we can catch cheaters. And we're constantly improving these systems. On top of this, we want to talk about a pillar as well for our anti-cheat, which is binary hardening. Binary hardening is the act of obfuscating and making it harder for cheat makers to access the game. Think of it like a giant library, where a cheat maker is trying to find a specific book. For us, we'll be trying to change that book's location as much as possible. And even on top of that, changing the shelves and the entire library so that it's as confusing and as hard for a cheat maker as possible so that in the end, they cannot effectively make cheats for our game. When it comes to Siege Cup, for those that have won and have cheated, they will be banned. But of course, their teammates will have access revoked from Siege Cup as well, ensuring that competitive integrity remains in Siege. Another area of improvement is time to ban. 75% of bans are happening 12 hours sooner now. And this is something that we'll be working on in the future to reduce that time as much as possible. As you may have seen in our August update for anti-cheat, the team has grown in size. It's now a multidisciplinary team that is actually one of the largest in-house anti-cheat teams in the world for any given project. And for us, that means we're totally dedicated to making sure that Siege is the best it can be when it comes to anti-cheat.
In the anti-toxicity team, our mission is simple: ensuring a safe space for all players in Rainbow Six Siege. It means protecting the community from recurrent and highly toxic players while rewarding recurrent positive behavior. Our mission includes handling features like reverse friendly fire, Texas censorship, reports, abandoned penalties, match cancellation, commendation system, and of course, the reputation system. Our philosophy centers around 3 key principles: transparency, understandability, and clarity. In its current state, the reputation system has some weaknesses and is not trusted by the community. This is why we decided to overhaul it. It means reviewing its structure, the actions that are feeding it, and the in-game UI. And to be clear, a single negative action will have a minimal impact on you. Only the recurrence of this action will affect your reputation. We aim to give you access to those changes in YunaKung in S4. The system will remain in beta. It means no impact on standing until we are 100% confident it meets your and our standards of transparency, understandability, and clarity. Additionally, we are still working on some very impactful features that we cannot wait to share with you by the end of the year.
When you finish a match in Operation Twin Shells, things are going to have a brand new look. Please welcome senior game designer Vladimir Kozik to walk you through the new post-action report. Plus, game director Joshua Mills is here to talk about boosting the abilities of your drones.
In new season, we are introducing post-action report in a completely new dimension. Instead of operator
แต่ง
cards,
โดนอีกแล้ว
there will be a new screen with teammates represented as 3D operators located on the same map they just played. Here they can command teammates and opponents. On the next screen, instead of sequence of separated tabs, all progression like rank, clearance, battle pass, also including challenges this time, will be comfortably organized on a single page layout that
UI
highlights the
แบบเปลี่ยน
most
ไป
important information. I'm so excited with this update. I can't wait our players try it out and share their feedback with us.
Drone Boost is a new feature coming to our attacker lineup. The goal here is to continue to reinforce our attackers, make sure they have the tools to get the job done. Intel is king in Siege, and keeping your drone alive is crucial to getting that intel. Some of the changes we did to Solus helped with that, but we want to go further. We want to give more power to our players, specifically the attackers. So Drone Boost means you can actually boost your drone a maximum of 3 times, 3 seconds per boost. You can cancel it mid-boost to quickly evade, quickly close distances, and each boost, once expended, takes 6 seconds to recharge. So the boost resource system is actually kind of similar to Maverick's Torch in the sense that you can cancel the action at any time and it doesn't fully deplete the boost. So you can cut up a boost as needed, but again, you'll only have 3 full ones. Drone Boost isn't limited to just the default drone. The Kludges from Bravo or even Twitch's drone can also take advantage of this feature. If Mozzie happens to get his hands on one of these drones and there's still charges left, so that's the key factor here. If there's still charges on that drone, now they're Mozzie's to use. So the future of drones in Siege is really focused on their economy, which means making sure they can survive longer, or at least giving our players the ability and the tools they need in order to make sure their drones can survive longer. They should be used more regularly in the middle and late game of the rounds, and we want to make sure that you have those tools in your arsenal to be able to make things happen.
If you like competition, this next update is for you. The new Siege Cup beta is coming this season for select players to test their 5 stacks in intense tournament play. A new reward system is coming as well for both Siege Cup and ranked matches. Plus, a few more interesting updates that live content director Christopher Budgeon is going to tell you all about.
In Year 9, Season 3, Operation Twin Shells, we're happy to announce the beta of Siege Cup. We made the decision to restrict Siege Cup beta to the PC platform because we can be much more reactive. If something happens with the Siege Cup, we can address it much faster than with other platforms. We really want to launch Siege Cup in its full form in Year 9 Season 4. Competitive integrity is imperative for Siege. That's why having a beta to make sure we can register the squads, formulate the brackets, distribute the rewards, we have to get it right. To register your team for the Siege Cup beta, follow the QR code or the link that you see on the screen and get ready for news about the first Siege Cup coming your way. With Siege Cup, you have to register as a 5-stack, meaning that you have to bring 4 of your friends, get ready to compete until the tournament is over. Once the Siege Cup starts, you're there committed to the Siege Cup to play until you get eliminated or, of course, win the tournament. We see the Siege Cup beta as our most competitive playlist, even more so than ranked, because the stakes are extremely high. The first Siege Cup will be near the beginning of Year 9 Season 3, and after the finish of the first tournament, we'll run another every 2 weeks for the remainder of Year 9 Season 3. In Year 9 Season 3, we're introducing a new currency called competitive coins. Competitive coins are exclusive to our competitive playlists, that being ranked and Siege Cup. Get as far as you can within the ranks, as well as play as many Siege Cups as you can to get competitive coins to open these exclusive packs. In Year 9 Season 3, all console players will receive 1 free competitive pack. Move up the ranks, get as many competitive coins as you can, so you can continue to open packs in that collection.
แบบนี้
Starting
โซ
in Year
โล่
9 Season 3,
โซ
when
โล่
you're
ไอ้
waiting for your
โซ
next
โล่เพล
match,
เยอร์
whether
คื
it's
อ
in
แบบ
ranked, quick match, or even the
เข้า
Siege
ไม่ได้
Cup,
เลยดิ
you'll be able to enter the shooting range, stay warmed up, ready for your next match. Additionally, we've also
เพราะว่าแบบ
added a cover
Solo
feature
player
within the
อะ
aiming lane. Now you
เขา
can
ไม่
have
มี
covers
ทีม
pop
อะ
up from the ground, dummies will hide behind them, and take position as you try to eliminate them as you warm up your aim. Both PC and console players will be able to enter the shooting range during matchmaking. 1v1s have become more popular within Siege, and that's why we've now added a 1v1 custom preset in custom game. There are 2 presets for 1v1s in custom game, short and long. The short preset allows you to play 6 rounds with 4 rounds to win and 1 overtime round. In the long preset, it's the first to 8 rounds, but if the match gets tense and it's really tight, there are 3 overtime rounds. And both of the 1v1 presets, all maps are available. The prep phase has been lowered to 20 seconds. It's perfect for one player to get set up and ready for the attack. The bomb game mode is the featured game mode in both 1v1 presets. Roles swap every round. You play attack, then defense. This will continue until whoever finally wins the match.
With every new season, the question arises, which operators will be targeted for balancing and how will they change? Game designer David Perpignan has all the answers, plus spoilers. It's Solus, Dokkaebi, and Nok.
We are implementing the second round of changes for Solis. We know that our previous package was a bit harsh. We've been monitoring data just to see that everything went well. What we've seen is a decrease in ban rate and also in presence, but a steady trend on win rate. This new wave of changes for Solis is based in 3 pillars. The first pillar is the detection mechanic. Now Solis will use only the center of the screen to detect the gadgets, and those gadgets will be unidentified. You won't know what they are. The second pillar is the scanning or identification mechanic. Now we call it overclock, and once you trigger the overclock, your energy is pre-filled, and you'll be able to see every gadget in the center of the screen as identified. You'll know what they are. Aside from that, Solis will emit a warning to every observation tool in the enemy team within the range of detection, so they will know that you are overclocking and that you are seeing their gadgets. The third pillar is the energy access. Now Solis Spec IO will last longer and will require less energy to be activated while reloading. Also, these new changes give us more balancing levers that will help us adjust Solis in the future.
Searching for electronics.
Dokkaebi right now can generate a lot of pressures in the
Slowly
defenders,
to not let
specifically at
you.
the beginning of the round. That's why we're taking a look to the resource management in her ability. Now, Dokka will start with 0 charges at the beginning of the round and will get one every 45 seconds, but only up to 2 per round. These changes should reduce the pressure on defenders now. They should have more time to prepare their setup. And
มี
Dokkaebi
นับเว
players
ลา
will be
แล้ว
encouraged to survive
ในการ
longer to have a greater impact in the match. Global abilities like Dokkaebi's Logic Bomb have a great impact in the game, and sometimes with little effort from the players. We are aware of this, and we will take a look at it in the future, being part of bigger changes for the game.
See you around.
So Nok is receiving a buff. We think that camera scrubbing and intel deception is how stealth should look in Rainbow, and that's what Nok does. The changes we are making are affecting how Nok's ability consumes energy. Instead of being time-based, they will be action-based. That means that some actions like walking won't consume any of your energy, but if you sprint or shoot, your energy will be consumed. These changes aim to make Nok more patient. We want
ถ้า
Nok
อยู่
to
เฉย
be better
ๆมัน
at
ก็
flank
จะไม่
watching,
ขยับ
cutting rotations, and increasing the uncertainty on defenders. We want them to feel like there's a monster in the house. Nok and Smoke's FMG9 is getting a buff. We are reviewing its recoil to make it more comfortable when you're shooting at longer distances, specifically when you're using magnified scopes. The objective of these changes is to improve the player perception and balance of those operators while keeping the frustrations away. There will be more changes in this season. For example, we are taking a look at the proximity alarm and its synergy with Sentry, and also at the delayed timer for explosions on the Claymore.
A big update for Versus AI is coming in Operation Twin Shells, as you'll now be able to play as a defender and face off against a squad of attacker bots. For more, here's AI programmer Ariel Moncha-Delaire.
Versus AI is a game mode designed for new players to provide them with a safe environment where they can learn and practice before their first ranked experience. In Year 8, Season 4, we introduced Versus AI for the first time. Since then, we keep adding more operators to play with and against, more supported maps, and we keep integrating more AI behaviors. This season will be significant. We're introducing Versus AI 2.0. Given that Siege is an asymmetrical game, we want to give the players the opportunity to play the other side. For the first time, players are going to be able to play the defenders against a full team of AI attackers. The AI attacker team will feature 5 operators: Ash, Thatcher, Termite, Nomad, and Sledge. As a defender, the player will be able to choose between 16 operators, including the new one, Scopos. New players are going to have the opportunity to learn how to react to those attackers' behaviors, but it will also give them some ideas of how to play themselves when it's their turn to play the attackers. Both beginner and advanced game mode are gonna offer the full match experience at launch. Similar to a casual game, the player is gonna enter as either a defender or an attacker against a full team of AIs. They're gonna play on one of our 8 supported maps, and after 2 rounds, they're gonna switch sides. We've heard your feedback, and we want to make sure that Versus AI gives a real feel of what it's like to play Siege.
It's now time to talk about the new operator, Skopos. This Greek defender brings a new dimension of tactical possibilities to the fight through her twin shells, Talos and Colossus. For insight into the visual design of this operator, we'll hear from art director Joanna Sui, and for a breakdown of the new gameplay opportunities she offers, we'll go to game designer Justin Larange Alualia.
ไปซีเคลน่ารัก
Skopos is from Raven Shield era, and her name is Kuris Galanos. Her visual design is really based off of her story background and the trauma that she went through. In the anime that was released from the Year 9 Season 1, in the mission there was Daniel Bogard and Jared Morris at that time trying to stop the bomb maker. In the end, you see a giant explosion, and it was actually exactly that moment where she stopped being able to walk. Ever since then, she's a wheelchair user. She's been in a relentless chase trying to seek prosecution to stop Deimos. All that toll took an effect on her face. She looks very gaunt, she has eye bags, wrinkles, and wear and tear. Skopos is a master strategist. She adapted her wheelchair into her command center like a pilot seat. She uses the shells to be part of the action. In game, you can hear her, you can see her face when you swap between the 2 shells. When we're designing her wheelchair and the robots, we really had in mind to make sure that she feels very grounded. So we went with analog, old technology look. We really want to establish the fact that it's not smart AI robots. They're not invincible, they can be destroyed. When she loses Talos, Colossus, she's losing a part of her again. So for the design of the robots, we wanted to differentiate the 2 so you can identify them easily on the field. The difference are in the antennas, the shoulder pads, and colors and patterns are distinct to one another. We made sure to have the analog look by physically having buttons that you can push. They're wires that you can see, and they're not touch screens, they're not holograms, they are something that you can touch and feel.
Back when she was a field agent, Kyurei surveyed the area from afar as a sniper. Now, she still watches from a distance, but in a different way. Thanks to her new tech, Skopos is able to maintain a wide network of control unlike any other defender. That's because what Skopos brings to the field is not 1, but 2 remotely controlled robotic operators. These shells, named Talos and Colossus, make up the V10 Pantheon system. At any given moment, one of Skopos' shells will be in an active state, where it functions like an operator, while the other remains in an idle state, where it functions like a powerful piece of defensive utility. Skopos' control allows her to swap the states of these shells, quickly delivering offensive or defensive power where it's needed most. Skopos' active shell works much like any other operator. It can move, shoot, and use gadgets. It's also Skopos' primary lifeline. If a shell is destroyed while it's active, Kyurei's link is severed, and she's functionally dead for the rest of the round. 2 bodies does not mean 2 lives. Meanwhile, Skopos' idle shell will take on a defensive posture, deploying an integrated shield that functions much like a deployable shield secondary gadget. While in this state, the idle shell can be used as an observation tool by Kyurei and her allies. Additionally, Skopos can access her idle shell's camera directly at any time with the gadget button. While Skopos is looking through her idle shell's camera, she'll have the option to swap shells. Activating the swap sequence will put her active shell into idle mode and put her idle shell into active mode. The only catch is that the active shell needs to be in a position where it can deploy its shield to perform the swap. Skopos' HUD has an indicator that'll make this easier. In fact, Skopos' HUD will display plenty of useful information about both shells, including whether the idle shell is under attack or being affected by an EMP. Skopos is a very tactically oriented operator that requires players to collect data and quickly act on it to maximize her potential. A strong Scopus player is one that makes frequent use of her idle shell to guide the actions of her active shell. For most players, Scopus will likely be a shallow roamer, operating near the bomb site while having the means to extend into a deeper roam or fall back and anchor as needed. If used strategically, she has the power to be one of the most mobile operators in the game. Scopus' idle shell can be a very strong piece of utility. Having the combined properties of a deployable shield and a bulletproof camera, this shield can offer a large amount of intel from relative safety. Scopus' idle shell is most effective when placed in key areas for the defenders to hold so that it can provide information and serve as a launching point for when the enemy least expects it.
Talon's coming out.
Scopus is bringing a brand new gun to Siege, the PCX-33 assault rifle. Kyurei may not be bringing a sniper rifle into battle, but make no mistake, her shells are still packing some serious firepower. This weapon is precise, deadly, and heavily customizable, making it a versatile tool for a versatile defender. For a sidearm, Scopus carries a P229, a throwback to Kyurei's days in the Greek Special Forces. Scopus also has access to secondary gadgets. These are shared between her two shells. Her first option is impact grenades, a great choice to maximize her mobility and roaming potential. Alternatively, Scopus can bring proximity alarms. These synergize great with her idle shell, helping her know exactly the right time to take action. The Pantheon shells are 2 health, 2 speed operators, having been built for a balance between durability and mobility. Given their unique nature, Scopus' shells have a few special interactions. A good rule of thumb is to think of her active shell as an operator and her idle shell as a gadget. The first interaction you might wonder about is EMPs and gadgets that target electronic devices, like IQ. While Scopus' shells are electronic, the active shell has an active countermeasure that protects it from anti-electronic effects. It won't completely stop them, but it will prevent Scopus' active shell from being fully disabled by an EMP. This protection doesn't extend to the idle shell, however. Disabling effects will prevent Scopus from using the camera and swap features. Scopus' greatest counter is Dokubi. The hacker's calls are a threat to any roamer, but they also block Scopus' strongest escape plan. Additionally, Dokubi's universal hack can give her team access to the idle shell's camera. Brava's Clutch drone can overheat Scopus' idle shell. However, this takes a while and gives Kyurei a warning on her HUD. If she's fast enough, Scopus can swap to activate her countermeasures and prevent the overheat. In addition to being an electronic gadget, Scopus' idle shell's shield can be destroyed with explosives and similar effects, leaving the idle shell exposed for an easy kill. The glass can also be shattered, preventing allies from fully benefiting from its utility. A well-placed ash charge, frag grenade, or Flores drone can make quick work of an undefended idle shell. The biggest threats to Scopus are her direct counters, so she benefits greatly from allies who protect her from them. Catchers like Jaeger and Wamai can protect her idle shell from explosives, and other denial gadgets, like those from Mute, Mozzie, and Tubrow, can stop many of Scopus' greatest enemies. Being made of metal, Scopus' shells can't benefit from healing effects. Doc's stims, Thunderbird's Kona stations, and Rook's armor won't help the shells. They also can't get put in a down state, and they don't breathe, meaning they're immune to toxic effects like smoke and Fenrir. That last fact can open the floor to some aggressive combos. Another strong approach to Scopus is to double down on intel. Maestro, Valkyrie, and Echo can offer more insight into enemy positions and even provide some distractions. That can be more than enough to let Scopus get into position and go for the kill. Scopus is designed to embody the key aspects of being a defender: gathering information and swiftly responding to attacker strategies. Scopus brings a level of adaptability that, if left unchecked, can turn the tide on even the strongest of attacks. We'll be keeping a close eye on her in the test server and throughout the season to see what players can do with her.
Loading new map.
You won't see his face, ever, but you'll probably recognize his voice, as he's a big part of the Siege community. It's Marley, and he's here to give you his own special brand of insight into the new operator, new balancing updates, and all that Operation Twin Shells has to offer.
First impression of the new operator was definitely, oh, they've broken the game. This is it. But then when you see how it actually plays, it's amazing, it's mind-blowing, and it's definitely the most versatile operator on defense. The new weapon she's got is another assault rifle on defense. I love it. I love that weapon. The best strategy that I've found with the new operator so far is definitely finding my typical mirror window hiding spots on defense and planting one of the shells in the corner and hoping everybody walks right past it and then switching to the shell when needs be. And yeah, the rest is history. During the playtest, the hardest counter that I noticed, definitely feel like Flores drones are a big issue. If you're leaving your body somewhere, it's gonna get destroyed.
Whoa.
The balancing changes this season have got me really excited. The changes to knock are really exciting. I'm gonna be playing her completely differently to how I used to. I'm gonna be sitting under cameras and yeah, really exciting. And I'm glad to see the new Solace change as well. I think that's a great change. Now you'll know when there's a Solace below when you're droning, and I think that's amazing. Oh, the Siege Cup's going to be another level. So ranked is sweaty and fun and competitive, but Siege Cup is going to bring a whole new level of sweat and passion to Rainbow Six Siege that I can't wait for. Who will I want to challenge in the 1v1 custom match? What a silly question. Jinxie, I'm ready. Overall, I think it's a really refreshing and exciting season. Year 9 Season 3 is bringing what I think is one of the most exciting operators I've seen in a long time. I can't wait to see all the fun and different plays coming from people. And I just think overall, alongside the balancing changes, it's just going to be a great season, and I can't wait for it to launch.
And that's the full rundown for Operation Twin Shells, which is hitting the season test server tomorrow. Jump in and see how Scopus, Talus, and Colossus change the way you defend a site. And as always, remember to report issues you encounter while playing to R6Fix for a chance to earn a tidy reward for your efforts. Now, don't leave just yet, because we've got one more thing for you. It's Jaeger in space!
What? Jaeger in space คืออะไร Elite อีกแล้ว Elite Jaeger เฮียปั่นจัดอ่ะ ปั่นจัดอ่ะเยเกอร์สเปซอ่ะจบละก็โดยรวมซีซั่นนี้ก็ปรับหลายอย่างถามว่ายังไม่เลิกเล่นอีกเหรอไอเกม Rainbow Six เนี่ยจริงๆคือถึงไม่ได้เล่นแต่ก็ติดตามข่าวตลอดนะก็รู้สึกว่าเขาก็ปรับมาเรื่อยๆอ่ะแล้วก็มีอะไรที่น่าสนใจเพิ่มขึ้นมาตลอดแหละส่วนหนึ่งแล้วก็คือแบบด้วยความที่ตัวเกมมันเป็นไลฟ์ซัพพอร์ตเนาะเป็นแบบไลฟ์ออนไลน์เป็นการซัพพอร์ตออนไลน์แบบตลอดเวลาเป็นเกมออนไลน์ซึ่งตรงนี้ก็เลยทำให้รู้สึกว่าตัวเกมเนี่ยมีการพัฒนาค่อนข้างเรื่อยเป็นการพัฒนาที่ไม่แย่นะเป็นการพัฒนาที่ดีนะในจุดที่ผ่านมาเนี่ยแล้วก็รู้สึกว่าซีซั่นเนี่ยมันถามว่ามันแตกต่างจากเดิมไหมมันไม่ได้แตกต่างจากเดิมขนาดนั้นแต่ถามว่ามันมีอะไรใหม่ไหมมันก็มีอะไรใหม่แบบ อาจจะไม่ได้ใหม่ในเชิงที่แบบว่าโหใหม่สุดเลยอะไรอย่างเงี้ยแต่มันจะเกือบแต่ก็รู้สึกว่าอย่างน้อยก็คือแบบ เป็นอะไรที่น่าสนใจเป็นความใหม่ที่น่าสนใจ แล้วก็อยากจะได้ลองสัมผัสดูเดี๋ยวทีเนี้ยก็ต้องไปรอดูว่าคนที่เล่นคนที่แข่งเขาคิดเห็นยังไงกับเรื่องนี้นะคือไม่ได้ไปจะไม่ได้ไปถามเขานะแต่คือหมายว่าเดี๋ยวมาลองดูว่าเนี่ยตอนเนี้ยนะที่มันมีการปรับเนี่ยโซลิดน็อกแล้วก็ด็อกเคบีเนี่ยมันมีผลยังไงต่อการเล่นหรืออะไรยังไง แต่สำหรับเราว่ายังไงโซลิดก็โดนแบนอยู่ดีในเกมคือมันเก่งเกินไปด็อกเคบีก็น่าจะโดนแบนเหมือนกันถึงจะมีแบบเขาเรียกว่าดีเลย์ในการใช้สกิลแต่มันก็ไม่ใช่ว่าแบบว่าจะใช้ไม่ได้นี่ถูกไหมมันไม่ได้เปลี่ยนสกิลนี่ในความเห็นตัวนะคิดเห็นอย่างนั้นนะนอกนั้นก็ไม่มีอะไรนะนอกนั้นก็ไม่มีอะไรก็รู้สึกว่ารู้สึกว่ายังไงเดฟเขาก็มุ่งเน้นไปในทางที่พยายามแก้ไขพวกปัญหาของเป็นปัญหาเกี่ยวกับเขาเรียกว่าอะไร anti cheating หรือว่าเป็นการทำให้ balancing ของเกมเนี่ยมันบาลานซ์ที่สุดเพราะว่าอย่างที่รู้ว่าเกมพวกนี้นี่แบบพวกที่เล่นเป็นบอทเยอะพวกชีตติ้งเยอะอะไรอย่างนี้เนาะเขาก็พยายามบาลานซิ่งให้ดีที่สุดของเขาแหละเท่าที่เขาจะทำได้ก็ออกใหม่เกี่ยวกับแอนตี้ชีตหรืออะไรอย่างเงี้ยค่อนข้างเยอะเลยก็ต้องมาดูกันว่าปรับแล้วเกมเป็นยังไงบ้างอันเนี้ยถ้าใครสนใจก็ตามดูได้ไม่ว่าจะเป็นช่องไหนที่เล่นเรนโบว์ซิกนะที่แน่ๆไม่ใช่ช่องเราตอนนี้ ไม่ได้จับเรนโบว์ซิกนานมากแต่ว่าเดี๋ยวถ้ามีโอกาสได้ดูแข่งได้หรือได้มีอะไรอัปเดตเกี่ยวกับเรนโบว์ซิกเนี่ยเดี๋ยวเราจะมาบอกใหม่ละกันนะคะยังไงวันเนี้ยที่มานั่งดูด้วยกันเนี่ยถือว่าค่อนข้างน่าสนใจมีอะไรหลายๆอย่างน่าสนใจมากเลยหรือถ้าใครอยากดูย้อนหลังเดี๋ยวรอสักพักหนึ่งเดี๋ยวUbisoft ไทยน่าจะลงคลิปย้อนหลังที่เป็นแปลภาษาไทยซึ่งตรงนั้นเนี่ยคนที่มาดูใหม่ๆน่าจะเข้าใจง่ายกว่าที่มันเป็นภาษาอังกฤษแล้วนะรอดูได้เลยเดี๋ยวก็มาแป๊บเดียวนะคะยังไงวันนี้ก็มาแค่นี้แหละนะแต่ว่าถามว่าจะมีเซอร์ไพรส์ไหมเดี๋ยวมีเซอร์ไพรส์แต่จะเป็นอะไรเดี๋ยวว่ารอดูกันเดี๋ยวรอดูกันเจอกันใหม่ในครั้งหน้าค่ะสวัสดีค่ะ